Right, we will. Welcome to the 2017 World Series of Poker Europe. We are in the Czech Republic in Rozvadov. This is day 2 of the 10,350 main event. We had a nice turnout for this event. As we take a look at our featured table, this is just a featured table. This is a multi-day event. Stefan Sondheimer, Goose, has 212,000 chips at this particular table. James Aikenhead also at the table. Blinds are 1,000, 2,000 with a 300 ante. And we are here at King's Casino. I'm David Tuckman. Thanks so much for joining us.
Sugar free, no sugar. Sure?
Had a great turnout for this event, as I was mentioning.
Me too.
I can't. That first watching.
529 entries in all. We're down to about 200.
Great.
Yeah. Blinds are 90 minutes long. Just so everybody knows, that's Connor Haggerty. First place pays 1.1 million euros. 80 players will cash. Each of those 80 players guaranteed at least 15,131 euros. And a congratulations to Neil Farrell for winning the bracelet, completing the Triple Crown. Jack Effel with the presentation there. Of course, the World Series of Poker Tournament Director.
Just like that, first hand.
Feature now, mate.
Wow, not messing around. 13 big blinds, ace king, let's go.
Some side bets with your friends.
Leon with ace
7 deuce off or something.
queen. It's gonna get a count and see if it makes the call here.
26,300.
Oh, customer straight away.
7 pass. 1 pass. And 2 pass. Show line, please.
Yes, sir.
It's a good disciplined fold from the Canadian.
Red flop.
Just like that, first hand.
All red.
Boom.
Each table, mate. Hello. Did you?
Oh.
Ooh, and look at that.
TV flop.
Both players rooting for the other one to have 2 pair. Leon actually picked up a gutter as well, a double gutter there. Could have caught a 9 or a king. I actually thought he folded for a second. But he did make the call. And there's a double up from Haggerty.
Must be nice.
Nice little double up to 57,700.
Like that, boom.
Or just under 30 big blinds.
Well. You need a pillow? You need a pillow?
I think I'll give you 1,000.
Yeah, it's 1,000.
Did go all?
I just first time.
Yeah, I can. Pull that. The other side, maybe.
This is day 2 action of the main event here at the World Series of Poker Europe. 10,350 euros was the buy-in. We had 529 players pony that up. First place, 1.1 million. I'm David Tuckman. If you want to join the conversation, you can tweet me at Tuck on Sports. Of course, I'll be following the chat over on Twitch. We're at twitch.tv/PokerRoomKings. And of course, you can watch us at WSOP.com/live. Currently, 9:20 p.m. here in Rozvadov. We're on a 30-minute delay. I think we're 6 hours ahead of the East Coast, 9 hours ahead of the West Coast of the United States. Get a raise here from Aikenhead. Sondheimer on the button, calls. We saw a lot of Sondheimer in the one drop. high roller. Schultz is going to call as well. And Haggerty thinks the price is right. He's going to call too. So we'll see this one 4 ways. Pot is 20,100. All right, that's a flop. When you raise with 8-6 of hearts, that's kind of the flop you dream about. Top pair and an open-ended straight flush draw. There's a good chance he has the best hand right now, but if by just some chance he doesn't, he's drawing to the open-ended straight flush. Now, shockingly, he is actually not a favorite to win the hand, though, because Sonheimer has a bigger flush draw. I believe when we get rid of Schultz, though, and Haggerty, Ackenhead will be a favorite over Sonheimer, though. So you get a bet, you get a call. Schultz does have a pair to go along with open-ended. No spades out there, but he might feel inclined to see one. Now, in a heads-up situation, Haggerty probably likes his ace-5, but when you get a bet, a call, possibly another call, ace-5 is going in the muck, I think even with the ace of hearts. And sure enough, the ace-5 goes in the muck, and we see the turn 3 ways. 9 of hearts would be a fun card, wouldn't it? Instead, we get a 10, and now Sonheimer in the lead with a pair of 10s. And now suddenly a pretty big favorite. You notice how the numbers on the left don't add up to 100 because there are certain cards that will obviously chop the pot up. Take a look at our Kings chip counts. James is going to check. Action on Sonheimer. The young German. Final tabled, the 1-drop high roller. He's going to bet 17,200. I think you might see Schultz fold this and Ackenhead call, but we'll see how it plays out. Schultz also German.
Time.
Time, please.
He lets that go. Ackenhead's hand obviously too strong, too fold. He's got a pair of 8s, which may be the best hand right now. He's open-ended. He's got the flush draw. He's got a lot of things going for him.
17-2.
Unfortunately now, a 9 is no good for him. And neither is a 5. A 9 would have just given Sonheimer a bigger straight.
One check. Showdown, please.
And then it goes to showdown. Look at that.
They were in some nice rivers.
That's a proper flop.
Yeah.
that deck rigged or something for the feature? That deck must be rigged for the feature table.
I thought about raising on the flop for a second. But I thought there's more good things happening by calling and them having all their 8-9s.
We continue on here. 7-handed in the main event. This is day
Don't
2.
like Stefan. Don't like Stefan.
We've lost about 60% of the field. 80 players will cash, so we're still significantly far away from the money. My guess is we will make the money tomorrow at some point.
Pass. 6 raise, 4.5. 7 pass.
Yeah.
1 pass. 2 pass.
Yeah.
3 pass. 7.
What happened?
Alles Glas.
Francis Mom?
Das ist Mom, ja. Das ist das Spielmaschine.
Ten high flop. Robert's in the big blind with ace jack. He's going to check. Liang, the original raiser. He's got the overcards and the gutter. He's got the queen of hearts as well. He's going to put a little c-bet out there. That yellow chip is 5K, by the way. The pink chip, 500. Orange chips that you see down there, kind of orange-red. Those are 1,000, and the black ones are 100. Turn to 7 of clubs. And Liang doesn't like that one to continue. He's going to check it. And ace high is going to win this if it goes to showdown.
Kanal. Who does, yeah?
Robert's just going to bet this. I'm not sure if he's ever getting a better hand to fold. I mean, maybe he gets ace-queen to fold? But on a board as wet as this, I'm not sure.
Family party.
Another buddy joining?
I mean, ace-queen, there's a lot of
Well,
king jack, hearts, jack 8. Just some random ace highs that want to take one off. I mean, king queen, though, can't beat much. And he's going to let that go. Although it's interesting, if you don't think your opponent's betting ace highs.
With river, I flop the top 2 and I river top both. How about that?
One thing that was interesting though, is Liang has the queen of hearts in his hand, which is one of the cards that you would think Roberts might have in a lot of his bluffs. He's got 111,000 chips, or 56 big
I see that
blinds.
some- Ah, nice play. Look, the camera is looking at you. Look at it.
How much did you bring with you?
Your name, please.
Not a lot?
Your name. David Hudson. Yeah. Okay. Get it. I will do it. Thank you.
I'm not here, boys.
Sorry?
I get 5 more. There's 5 more missing change. I give you a 1K. I get 500 more change.
9K? 7 back, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Another viewer, same story.
Okay.
2.4 looks good.
Oh la la. Strong dealer. Boom, boom.
Power.
Drunky dealer. Oh la la. Like that. Straight into the
6 5. 5,500.
Why so much?
7 8 pass. 1 pass.
That good pass. Customer.
2-4,
Got a customer.
3-4, pass. Five. Over. Six. 6,500.
Two five.
Super.
45 wouldn't work, so I had to bet higher. That's the real reason.
I'm at 12. See, good raise, so big. I've got to fold my ready.
David Hudson on 53,000 chips, or 27 big blinds.
No, it's okay.
Player started with 50,000 chips in this.
Give me 7.
Same as the main event at the World Series of Poker. Levels are 90 minutes long, 90-minute long, so plenty of play. I mean, it's just a fantastic structure they put together for this. Here at the 2017 World Series of Poker.
Seven pass. 8 pass. One pass.
Schultz likes his suited connectors in the hijack.
4-6.
If you're just joining us, by the way, bottom left corner of your screen, you'll see all the graphics, players, what country they're from, what they've raised to, and what position they're in. Bottom right corner of your screen,
3 pass.
you'll see what we're playing, you'll see the blinds, what hand number we're at for our live stream, and of course the pot size.
Oh, we raise 13,000.
Robert's
Now
going to
we want to
re-raise
do
this to 13,000.
I don't want to Vane, you can say it in half an hour.
And ace-10 in the small blinds, facing a raise and a re-raise. There are certainly dynamics where you could see a 4-bet shove, but you've got to know your opponents pretty well.
I'll show you now.
Oh.
You know how much you had, roughly?
At 110.
110 before.
Those yellow chips are 5K. The orange chips are 1K. Black chips are 100. And if you see any pink ones, and I do see on the left side of my screen in Sondheimer's stack, those are 500. And Schultz is going to make this call. He's out of position. Hope maybe he can make a big hand and win a big one. Doesn't look like it's going to happen on this flop, though. What's up, Blackjack? Blackjack for rolls. All right, my man. Hey, Dylan. What's up, Rubber Band Horse? It's actually a Rubber Banded Horse, but I like Rubber Band Horse.
Ay, ay, ay.
Tonka still in. Feraldo still in. Some of the big names are actually among our chip leaders.
See.
Nick Petrangelo
Plays 10.
among our chip leaders.
Like it does.
So we'll try to keep you abreast of everything going on here at the World Series of Poker Europe. We're in beautiful King's Casino. And I mean it when I say that, honestly. This casino is gorgeous. Spent some time in the spa today. It's amazing what they have done in just a few months. I was here in February, And it was nice, but this whole new section, in fact, where we are right here, what you're seeing, this is all brand new, the hotel. And it's very luxurious. It's a really nice wellness center with a good gym and a spa. Gotta hand it to him. I hope you guys caught the action the last 3 days, the one drop. If you didn't,
4,600.
it is available at WSOP.com/live. Or I think you could probably watch the videos here on Twitch also. But some really top-notch poker. 132 entries. And when it was all said and done, Dominic Nietzsche, the young German, won his 4th World Series of Poker bracelet, earning himself just under 3.5 million euros. Schultz is going to raise here. Under the gun +2. James. Aikenhead calls out of the big blind. Such an easy game when you raise with King Jack and you flop top pair. Turns a club. Maybe that slows the action down a little bit. Aikenhead does pick up a couple of extra outs. Can catch an ace or 3 now. Cranksy asking why Tonka is not on the final table. Hey, it's not my call. We were actually going to get Ryan Reese, former main event champion, who won the main event 4 years ago to this day. We were going to get him at the feature table and Natalie Hoff as well. Unfortunately, their table was the next to break. So that was the plan, and they switched it up, and we grabbed this one. I think we just have faith that Tonka's going to last long enough that we'll get him on the feature table at a later time.
Nix zustimmen. Mit was stimmst du überein?
For real says, didn't you go to the spa yesterday as well, Tuck?
It would be kind of
Yesterday I didn't get a
interesting
chance to,
going to the pool.
but I did go
missed
the
that
first
this
day. What was it? What day is
And
today?
then
Monday.
Foxing ends on
I did
here.
go on Saturday.
He was drinking
I mean, it's a
and
gym and a spa. It's
I
nice.
joined them drinking, and then they went to the sauna, which is quite exhausting.
Go to the gym, have a little steam, a little
Went there.
sauna.
And then we kept drinking, so it's like.
There's not a lot to do in
Tough to not fall
Rosvedov.
asleep, but
I mean, there's a lot around Rosvedov, and then there's a spa town like 25 miles away.
I was
Prague
it
is
was
kind of a day
really
trip.
short night.
Munich also. But I haven't had an entire day, so I've kind of been stuck at the casino, which is nothing wrong with that. But the food here is great.
It's weird in a place like that where you can't go out in the city or something. It's
Yeah, it's
you
like middle of
always
nowhere.
end up at the bar. That's what I feel like for the last 7 days at least.
Middle of nowhere, isn't it?
5,000?
Yeah. And I went out in the forest once so far, going for a run. That's it. All the other time I just stayed in the casino and ended up drinking. Any one of you guys coming to Punta Cana next?
Yeah.
Yeah? I think this will be similar.
Do you think? Oh, drinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
but-
to the beach.
Yeah, but the Punta Cana, you can lie on the beach and just like sleep.
Yes, it's a different kind of drinking.
Yeah. Did you go last year? Have you been before?
Never. No. First time there. Yeah, for last year they were really unlucky with the weather. I wanted to
Yeah.
go there, and then I had like a small injury and couldn't go.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I was kind of lucky because it rained and everything. But they said it's another resort this time.
Lucky Box says one drop was awesome. I agree, man. That was. I mean, obviously, I'm here working it, but man, as a poker fan, that was some great poker. Ace-10 versus
I'm really
sevens.
sure.
Hudson all in
Lots
from the
of
big
my buddies
blind.
will just join, and then it's like, no way we don't have a good time there.
Run like David, yeah.
And it looks like he might just survive. Aikenhead looking for running clubs or 7.
I turn a straight flush.
And now just a 7
Sick as
will
that.
eliminate Hudson.
9.
And there's a double up, and that's a pretty sizable double up. I mean, with the blinds blinds at 1,000, 2,000. That is he's now got what, 56 big blinds?
54,400.
Concord million doesn't count. If you
No,
live in
that doesn't
Vienna.
count.
I mean, it would count if you don't live in Vienna. Playing Concord million.
I have Punta Cana, Vegas, and then probably skipping Prague. Just have some time off. Not sure about PCA yet.
Or
Either do
live
Prague
music.
or PCA or both, and the other time off. But I actually didn't want to go to PCA, but now
My turn. Can I double, please?
the structure of the high order is
Can I get some hands to
full
double?
rake. They
Can I get
expect
some hands to double then?
Kevin Hart and Usain Bolt to
This
be here, so
this nice gentleman's got like 60,000 on my chips at least.
you gotta go pretty much, but I don't want to.
It's got spread it around since then.
Some kind of trade-off. The good kind. Sounds always like complaining, but shouldn't be. Shouldn't be like that.
Well, after doubling up with Ace-King,
45.
45. 3 raise. 4,500.
Haggerty picks up aces a couple of orbits later. Makes it 4,500 to go.
65.
Once again, I want to thank our sponsor, 888 Live, for sponsoring the World Series of Poker, and of course, the World Series of Poker Europe. If you've never come out to this part of the country, this part of the world, I encourage it. Prague, just a fantastic city. One of my favorite cities in the world. Well, I guess if you're going to defend 5-3 of clubs, this is not a bad way to go about it. Although, he has far less outs than you'd think when he flops open-ended, because if an ace comes off, all it's going to do is cost him a ton. And I'm curious to see how Goose plays this. Does he play it as a check call, or does he try to play this a little bit more aggressively and raise? He's got backdoor clubs, open-ended.
Raise. 10,000.
And he does make it 10,000. I mean, Haggerty's just not going anywhere. Now, Haggerty does have the ace of spades in his hand. So you start thinking of, what your opponent might be raising with. When you have the ace of spades, your opponent's going to have a few less flush draws. King's a complete blank. Let's see if Sondheimer continues here. 32,400. Haggerty's got somewhere in the neighborhood of 40K behind. Sondheimer's going to continue firing, and I don't really see a reason for Haggerty to go anywhere. I mean, if your opponent has a deuce, he's got a deuce, but I don't think you can fold.
All in?
Yeah, and there's the all-in.
Yeah.
3 all
Yeah,
in.
look at Sondheimer.
Want to
Oh,
buy a card.
1 fold.
Show the bluff.
No one wants to go to the phone and
Button.
I maintain what I've always said. When a guy shows you one card, it's never a bluff.
What played on TV?
With aces. But you might have the other 5-3 suited.
Yeah.
I had the other part soon.
oh shit. That was sick. Aces is fun.
Small blind.
Yeah. 1 1.
were not too many outs for me.
No, yeah, nice one. Nice one.
3 pass.
Even if I decide to fire spades,
4 pass.
doesn't feel like full equity. Nope.
5 pass. 6 pass.
All in.
All in. 7 all in.
And James, after doubling up his opponent when he had sevens, is now all in the cutoff with ace-10.
13,500.
Schultz makes the call. It's about a 7.5 big blind shove. Almost 8 bigs. Schultz makes the call with king-9. Pot is 34,400.
Oh.
That is a very nice flop for ace-10 with the 10 of clubs. Oh, wow. Schultz has got some outs, though.
Always
Catch a king or a
Is it
9.
fine?
No. You heard Lang say it. Always a sweat. David Tuckman here for the World Series of Poker Europe.
13,000.
Once again, 529 players remain. I'm sorry, 529 players entered.
Ace deuce, by the way.
We are down to under 200 right now. 80 cash. If
This hand, yeah.
you have any questions for me, you can ask them in the chat. Or, of course, you can ask me on Twitter.
Yeah. Straight to the bar.
Sondheimer at 236,000.
Race.
Raise. 5,000. 7 pass. 8 calls. 1 pass. 3 calls.
Get a raise into the gun +2. King-9 offsuit.
Heads up.
Hudson coming along for the ride. Blinds fold. Nice flop for Hudson. Flops middle pair with a flush draw. Lang does have the king of hearts.
Bet 5,500.
He's going to bet 5,500. We knew obviously that's never getting through. It's a pretty standard call spot. I mean, you've got showdown value, the pair of tens. You've got a flush draw.
8 calls.
You're unlikely to get a better hand to fold.
Bet 21,000.
But 189 players remain. So we've seen 350 fall by the wayside. We're still about 100 away from the money. I do not anticipate making the money tonight, but sometime tomorrow we will. And the money bubble is always really exciting. Liang just not slowing down. He bets the flop, he bets the turn, and it looks like he's going to triple barrel this.
You want the 7,000?
I mean, with that triple barrel, he's basically telling the story that he's got 2 pair plus. I don't think he would bet all 3 streets with ace king or ace queen, especially with this run out. Remember, Hudson didn't call in the blind. He called in the cutoff, so his range is going to be a lot stronger than if he had called out of the blinds. But the triple barrel here
Didn't
gets
want to
through
get
by Liang.
John on TV.
Aggressive play there from the Canadian. And obviously, I could be 100% wrong. You know, maybe the guy is triple barreling ace-king there, or ace-queen, but I don't
Correct.
think
Text
he
you when we have a
is.
seat open. Then
Yeah, she wants
you
to
can
kill
join
us with
maybe.
that card.
Yep.
I said, though, I mean, he could easily have ace-jack. He could have had ace-10. He could have a set of aces.
Some serious power.
5 pass. 6 pass. 7 pass.
I mean, he could have double-barreled king-queen and then gotten there
Like
also.
the ninjas with those
Those are all
cards, yeah.
possibilities. Hudson with 8-5 of clubs in the hijack.
Ninja school.
Hey, right. 4,600. 1 pass.
We'll see if we get a little Tonka love later on. Like I said, our boy's got some chips, so I am confident that we will get him on the stream at some point. Roberts is obviously going to at least call this hand, and that's what he does. Shout out to the staff here at Kings. They do a great job. The service here is really fantastic.
4 6.
Ace high flop. And this is going to cost Hudson at least one bet.
That's 5,200.
Well, Hudson has a little something now.
4 6.
He can beat a 3. He can beat a flush draw. But he can't beat ace jack.
But 8,000.
Hudson does not have any spades in his hands, which makes it slightly more likely that Roberts would. And that's all he can beat. He can beat a naked spade draw. He can beat a 3 that's being turned into a bluff. I mean, we did see earlier Roberts bet that ace-jack in a spot that was, I thought, a little bit strange, but this time he bets top pair.
It's been nice, this feature table for you, yeah? Bam, hand after hand after hand. You like it? Want to stay here, yeah?
Yes.
Until the final, yeah?
So Friday.
Just warming up.
Then,
7 pass.
Liang, one of the more active and aggressive players at this table, at least 12 hands in. I mean, it's a small sample size, but from what we've seen, you know, raising under the gun +2 with the king-9 offsuit
Hey, 3 right. 15,000.
and triple barreling.
what is going on? Can I play a hand?
This time Hudson says, you know what? I've seen enough of you. Let's 3-bet this baby. Pollack
One more.
from the UK.
One more after
He doesn't close the action. His hand is wonderful.
A little scared.
But when you get an under the gun open and a 3-bet under the gun +2, it would be terrible for him to call and then watch Liang 4-bet,
That's fine. Like that.
and you're hating life.
Yeah. Pretty chill. Sorry? Pretty chill. Yeah, yeah, no.
Tell you, watching this makes me want to play more tournaments.
Yeah.
It always does.
Could be a lot worse. Like in Vegas, you play, in Vegas you play 5 levels. What? The main event.
Chow's asking for the chip values. Chip values are black chips are 100, pink chips are 500, the orange chips, or orange-ish chips are 1K, and the yellow chips are 5K.
I don't know why.
Yeah, such a nice hand first round.
I think Liang knew that he was dominated in club somehow.
Yeah. I'm doing a nice pop of it. Oh, Anastasia's back.
The tournaments here play like 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah. And we're always out here and then
Hello, Anastasia.
2 of the one drop is
You sing Christian yet?
they plan on playing down to 9, but everyone played so slowly that we were like,
yeah, I ran out of
yeah. Then it was like 10 left, and they cut after 10 levels or something. So, right. Let's come back 10 people. Let's have 10 people tomorrow.
Where did you come in? Get 4. Fifth.
Oh, yeah.
7 pass. 8 pass.
4.5.
1 raise, 4.5. 2 pass. 3 pass. 4 call. Pass. 6. Go. Check.
The raise to Queen 7 of spades. Flops the flush draw. Good chance that
5.7.
1 bet will work. If not,
4 pass.
certainly 2 bets should get the trick. It should certainly do it.
6 pass.
And that's all Sondheim has to do, 1 bet. Sondheim up to 247,000 chips.
Sorry.
Once again, David Tuckman here for the 2017 World Series of Poker Europe. We're in Rozvadov, Czech Republic, where 529 players plunked down 10,350 euros.
8 raise.
80 of those players
1 2 pass.
will earn at least 15,000 euros.
4 pass.
First place, 1.1 million.
You get a room here. You got a room here.
He does. I'm somewhere else. Close by. But I'm here by class. It's huge. How about you?
Now we're like 40 kilometers away.
14?
Yeah, I think so. Something
Are you driving to Pilsen?
no, near that thing.
Same direction.
It's halfway.
2 pass. Release 4.5. 4 pass. 5 pass. Pass. 7 pass.
I think like 80. 80.
Good.
Maybe that's 75.
Haggerty on just under 70,000. See in the top right corner of your screen. Hudson on 81,000.
8. Ready, raise.
There's a 3-bet. And I think depending on who it's coming from and what your history is with that particular opponent, a 3-bet from the big blind certainly can show a lot of strength. Simply because he has the option. I mean, if you've raised an early position, let's say you're not raising the button or the cutoff, remember the player in the big blind has the option to just call. They can close the action and see a flop for relatively cheap and get good odds. You know, when they 3-bet, they reopen the betting. They could get 4-bet. They're out of position. So generally speaking, you would give this player credit for having a stronger range. I think with that, he also occasionally should have some bluffs in there.
You see what I had anyway.
Ace Jack
Oh
of
my
diamonds
God.
in the muck, though. Wow.
I don't know if he wants to see it now. Six deuce off.
I guess doesn't help much.
Should shout the deuce good for the game.
I never care. I know you're expert in
There you have it. 172 players remain
What's your audience?
out of 529.
It's decent.
Most of the 888 ambassadors playing in this tournament.
3 pass. 4 pass.
You can order a free drink for a walk. Fine.
45.
5 raise. 4.5. 6 pass.
How much is the bet?
4.5.
45.
7, 8 pass. 1 call.
Sondheimer doesn't need much of an excuse to call out of the big blinds.
What's that?
A hand like Queen Jack is just way, way, way too good. And Sondheimer on a little free roll here. They're going to chop this pot up 95% of the time if it goes to showdown. Sondheimer, though, open-ended
5
with the
bet,
Jack of
4
Spades. Pollack also open-ended.
1 call. One check.
And now Sondheimer's 20% to win this. And he might just win it with a bet. Both players miss. And Goose is going to bet this one.
1 bet.
And he bets a large. He overbets the pot. It's going to put a lot of pressure on
Must
Polak.
be nice, yeah? Must be nice.
Yeah, not sure about that.
One of the differences between good players and some of the best in
Didn't
the
look
world
like a big fold.
is you see that sizing there. He bets 27,000 into 20, puts maximum pressure on his opponent.
A pretty nice hand on the flop. Had pretty nice hand on the flop.
You know, obviously, it worked out that his opponent had queen high.
Both flush draw. Is that a nice hand? King 10. Nice.
One call.
Dry flop,
One bet.
blind on blind. Sondheimer's going to bet 2,000 into 6,400. And everything going his way right now.
That's plenty.
That's a very good kicker. That's a trap. That's a trap.
I know somebody said in the Twitch chat that they wanted to learn how to be a better poker player. I'm not sure if they were trolling or not, but regardless, if you want to be a better poker player, sit here and watch Sondheimer in seat number 1.
Yes.
He is putting on a clinic. 172 players remain. We are 92 away from the money. Basically the bubble, right?
Five pass. Six pass. Seven pass. Eight raise. 4.6. Marco. Two call. Three call. Change please. Progress. Check. 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 One check.
Checks through. 9's still the best hand.
Check.
Haggerty picks up a gutter.
Check.
Hudson already had the gutter.
Eight check. One check.
And it checks through once again. And Haggerty hits his gutter. The old 9-6 special.
Three check.
See Haggerty's mind working there. I think I got 9-6.
Three bet.
I'm pretty sure I got 9-6.
1,700.
Yeah, I got 9-6.
8 pass. One pass. Two pass.
Easy game, yeah?
Oh, not that easy. I hate to hit a 4-outer.
Quiet right, round. Quiet right, right. Ay!
I think they are us as well. You are. And them as well. Table for
That's all right.
One day I got a hunt as well, yeah?
7 pass. 8 pass.
Raise.
One raise 5,000. Two pass.
Goose in the cutoff, 7-6. Diamonds, and he takes it down. He's getting a lot of respect at this table. He's making some hands.
53.
But you can kind of sense that a few of these players just don't want to get involved with him. And that's not the dumbest thing.
Thank you.
How many are they down to? I can't see. How
Thanks.
many's left? How many's left?
66.
About halfway through the level.
Oh, I'm way to go.
So pretty much 50% of the money. I have a good feeling.
I think that
You're
I
out.
have
You're
no.
in. Out.
Come on.
Come on, come on.
Easy.
Sorry, mate. Can do it.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
It's science. It's easy.
I raise.
Yeah, we've already seen Liang raise with King 9 offsuit,
Raise
King
5,000.
10 suited,
Working
Ace Queen
on that.
suited. That's like aces to him.
Did you say in or out here?
He's in the money. You're out.
Okay.
I'm in the money? Okay.
Yeah.
7 pass. 8 pass.
Take well over in some, yeah?
1 pass.
Unless someone busts something, we are 160 left, then we have to. The 160 is the number where we have to count.
All right, we'll do a recount in a bit.
There's some hope left for you.
All right, as long as there's hope. Thanks, Stefan. Thank you.
Don't stop believing.
Call.
Look what you did. You talked all these guys into calling.
Everybody's after you now.
And you weren't even in the hand.
Raise.
King high flop.
For check.
It's a nice flop for Liang. He was the original raiser with Ace Queen of Spades. Flops a gut shot to Broadway. And then nut flush draw.
They both.
Roberts technically has the best hand right now, but it's hard to imagine a scenario where he gets the river. Actually, it's on Schultz in the cutoff, and he's going to bet.
84.
That'll get rid of Roberts right away.
8.4. 4 pass. 5 pass.
Liang decides not to play this hand aggressive from the start, but let's see if he check raises this or just calls. And he's just going to check call. He has the best hand right now. You can see Schultz drawing really slim. Liang kind of like playing this hand like he has queens. When he could even play king, queen, or ace, king this way in a multi-way pot. Schultz picks up a gutter, but it's no good. If he hits a 10, he makes a straight, but Liang will make Broadway. You can see the chips behind in the left side of your screen. Liang with 126,000, Schultz with 86,100. Pot is 39,200. And Schultz looks like he's going to double barrel this.
$26,500.
Too bad, 26,500.
Yeah.
26,500.
Maybe it was just me. It kind of looked like he was asking the dealer.
26.
26,500.
Don't read into that. I don't know if it means anything. I'm just saying. Just an observation.
One thirty.
Where did you get that from?
Hammer games. First couple rounds on here. Rewritten.
Emma gave you.
Huh?
Emma gave you.
Yeah, yeah.
When?
Just now with Dan and John both had them.
I mean, Liang has shown some weakness by check calling and then checking the turn. And Schultz is trying to capitalize on that weakness.
Where's one more for Hooders?
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if he folded, though.
Sitchin's going to try. Just that,
Take
it
a
should
mark.
be.
Take a marker and write on his forehead.
And he makes the call. Pot is now 92,200. Wow, it's a big pot. And the rivers are blank. That's fun. It's much more fun to me when neither player hits anything. And one more check from Liang. Does Schultz have it in him? He's got 59,600 behind. He's going to have to move all in. And it's going to work. I mean, Liang's got the ace of spades. He's got the queen of spades. I mean, unless you're putting your opponent just on a completely nothing, it's going to be impossible to call with ace, queen of spades. And there it is, all in. And Liang is sick to his stomach, but I don't see how he can call this. What an interesting hand. I mean, at this point, obviously Schultz is repping a very strong hand, but he has them all. King, jack,
And it does this
pocket
about.
sevens,
Yeah, deuces.
Yeah, deuces.
Oh,
queen 10.
it does there.
Say I deuces.
You know, and frankly, when your opponent when you have ace, queen of spades, it's just hard to come up with, that many bluffs that your opponent should have there.
Just dropped me. Hey buddy, just turn on the stream.
Pure aggressive play.
Check raising 3-5 to aces. Oops.
That's the feedback you want.
Yeah, that's perfect. I hope lots of people watch that. I can stay MIDI and get always pay off.
Yeah.
And more check raise to aces.
Schultz is going to raise just one card. No, he's got two cards, but we can only see
Oh
one.
my God, one day. A very good double down.
And if Liang gets wing of gets wind of what happened last hand in 30 minutes, and he might. We'll see how he reacts to it.
Was von der Wassernehmen, auch wenn ich keine Goldkarte habe.
Genau. So gönn dir.
Auch ohne Goldkarte.
Ja, ist nicht mein Problem. Just don't ask me. Feel it.
Did you have 2 pair that hand? No?
I was bluffing.
What's the delay?
Should have been.
The delay on the
Oh, 10 minutes? Yeah, okay.
No, I mean, I think it's 30.
It's 30.
30?
I put 1,000 side, but that
And you were
was
checking
bluffing.
or just playing?
My phone's run out of battery.
I don't think that he's playing. I don't think he's playing 2 pair that way.
I've got no friends.
I mean, like, we're getting updates. Pretty much it.
I mean, the first update I just told the whole table. He had aces when I had 3-5.
I told you.
Oh, did you?
Well, I've shown you my update with the ace king.
One raise, 4 bank raise.
Yeah, I can't imagine a scenario where he was
That's my update.
playing
I've
2
never had
pair
a
that
good
way
hand
to
here.
fold the river.
Try to
Sorry.
make something happen and run into
You
a
got a
really
set of
good-
sevens or queen 10. You're gonna have to show me.
That's how it usually works. And then usually you
Like
go and
this.
regret it later.
And now I'll have
Sonheimer
7
raises,
hands,
Schultz
100%.
feeling good about himself
That's a
with the
great
3
spot
bet.
to find king queen off.
Qualified.
That, and he also has ace king of clubs.
5 plus, 6, 7 plus.
My both cards added to 7.
Ah ja.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
This was the light 4.
Nope.
So that's the that one.
Yeah. That was bottom of my range, standard fold.
It wasn't even a bluff. Just looking for bluff ends, but found
Yeah.
ace king.
I had a king too.
One plus. Two raise, 4.6, 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, 6 plus, 7 plus.
Raggy.
Schultz raising it up with ace jack of clubs. Hudson looks like he's going to 3-bet this, and he is. Those yellow chips are 5K each. Orange ones are 1K, pink are 500, and the blacks are 100.
What does BRS stand for?
Bankroll supply. Paul Jackson. Bankroll supply.
You know how much I have, like, roughly?
Never heard of that.
No, Paul Jackson.
We can tell him that Hudson has 66,500.
For the hand?
Got about 100 players left.
Second?
Players on every table.
80, 90?
No bankroll supply. Start grinding 1 cent, 2 cent. Make your way up.
Can't beat it.
It's tough.
2 call.
What was what?
Is that what you did? You started at 1 cent, 2 cents?
16, so, okay.
Sure, I started with a $50 free bankroll.
Schultz makes the call. He's in
I
position.
think I played like 1 cent, 2 cent for just for testing, and then like I started.
And if you've got ace king without a diamond in your hand, you're hating this flop.
Party poker.
Yeah.
Early position
You got
raise,
info there or what?
And then I found out
Calls
that
you.
there's,
Those guys
like
telling you to
something
and then you're
full
looking at this
Can I see
flop.
always get rake play and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you can watch it.
Flat 27%. They got me.
Yeah.
And then I started, I think, on L10 or something.
This might be one of the
Still
rare
That's
times
funny.
that I'm actually okay with just check folding ace
grinded
king.
until they.
Do you lose your money?
Well, Schultz checks it back.
for a year or so. But I stopped for
Now Schultz hit a jack.
and started then when
Hudson
the Storm
has a
Sumer release
gutter.
took place.
He can catch a king or a 10.
That was
Ace is
sad
obviously
day.
no
I
good.
remember, like, I was at uni. It was so boring. It was like not a big lecture. It was just 25 people, some kind of practice stuff. But it was so boring math stuff. I was sitting in the last row, pulled out my laptop and wanted to start grinding. It was just like full tilt, not connecting. And start opening those forums. Yeah, like German 2+2, something like that. Like full tilt not working, full tilt down, whatever. What's up here? I was like driving crazy, pretty much. Never cashed out a cent until that day.
Oh, really?
See if Schultz decides to put a little value bet out there. Pot is 36-8.
It was like 3 digits.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. I was playing.
Maybe he's looking to get called maybe by
Play
10s.
in a 5 again.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Maybe a 9.
Deficit like $200.
It was a 3-bet pot, though. You wouldn't think Hudson has many 9s. He's more likely to have 10s here.
Just get that.
The Zoom release was pretty nice because they are pretty
Did you say
silent.
Zoom?
Zoom, yeah.
And that's what he's
they
thinking
are
about right now.
silent.
He
It's fine.
He probably has a feeling he has the best
Fine
hand.
again to
It's
do
just really a
that
question
on
of,
5. You couldn't
do I
force
want
it
to bet
quickly.
small for value?
And I just watched.
And how
I don't
much?
know, there's some kind of series.
Looks like he's going to bet about third the pot.
Or illegal streams,
Right.
and just grinded like 5 days on 5 days on 10, like, the whole day, full ring cash game.
Well, out, innit?
Didn't
Yeah.
full tilt
Hudson
yourself
gives it up.
like a Zoom as well.
The rush, yeah.
The rush, yeah.
But I never played that. It was
Ah.
just for grinding back up was pretty nice.
Oh, the dealer who wants to kill us. Back.
It's like good cop, bad cop. What they do.
But she doesn't have like knives in the.
Do you have problem with violence?
Oh,
Yeah. Better say no. Better say no.
I like it. I just need to hide my hand
You know
from
that
the
it's
dealer.
really easy to kill people with cards.
Germans in seat 1
I
and
just need
seat
to
2
hide my hand.
with the most chips at this table. About 165 players remain. Players going on a break in about 25 minutes. It will be their last break of the night. Then we'll have one more 90-minute level and call it a day, and then come back tomorrow for day 3. And that's when it's really going to pick up. I mean, I love day 2 action, but day 3, we're going to make the money tomorrow. And then obviously the run up to the final table, which is a lot of fun. T-Square says, would love to be able to see day 1. Always interested in how players like Sontheimer build up from the beginning. But we saw day 1 of the 1-drop. And on a lot of the 888 live streams, we see, we do start from day 1. The issue with some day 1s, especially when you pick it up really early, is a lot of players, especially the really good ones, they don't register right away. Like I can tell you that obviously Sontheimer did not register on day 1. He was playing the 1-drop. And then partying with Dom last night. 6-6-5, 2 clubs out there. Roberts, the original raiser, flops a flush draw.
No check raising into aces this time.
Sontheimer lets it go.
And we're far ahead. I had the king of clubs though.
Do you know if it's only this level or do we stay up here?
No clue. I would expect we are too boring to stay here. But
They said 1 level.
They said one.
Yeah,
one drop that changed every level as well.
We're going to get 3 hours of action today, and then a full day tomorrow, and then, of course, throughout day 3, day 4, day 5, this whole week. We're going to have World Series of Poker Europe main event action. Haggerty raises under the gun with King Jack. Schultz calls out of the big blind. Ace high flop. C-bet should work. We'll see if Haggerty does it.
Four.
4,000.
Small bet, 4,000 into 12-4. Enough to get the job done, though.
Come on, Connor.
Just
Oh, no. I like this table. At least it's easy to fold. At least it's easy to fold. Mastered this to the perfection already.
Another ace. 5,000.
Sonheimer very efficiently adding chips to his stack without much risk. Poker 619 says Sonheimer has big momentum from yesterday. How about Sonheimer has big momentum from the last like 2 years? It also helps that he just happens to be an amazing poker player.
Blind call announced.
I promise you guys, we will get Tonka at some point.
7 chips.
Never know. I'm pretty sure you were on a 2-pair draw.
Quads is draw.
Race.
Raise.
Can always flop quads, isn't it?
Blind still 1,000, 2,000. Roberts is going to like this flop. He defended his big blind with ace-9. Roberts calls. Blank on the turn.
Top pairs are too easy. Where's your 7-8?
You needed to have a look, didn't you? You needed to have a look. Don't forget I'm getting information what you're raising with here. 8-5. Don't let Paul Jackson see you.
Suited?
Yeah, suited my house.
What? Wasn't me, right?
Hey?
Not me.
No.
8-5. He's crazy.
8-5 over there.
Oh, hey,
Players
8-5.
behind him. Raising with the 8-5.
Another gun?
That was the one with the ace. I just flattered him with the ace jack. I just watched it over there.
Busted.
Always in trouble.
I knew it was going to come out. So.
8-5.
Busted. Suited.
You'll see when a 3 might go with 2.
I'll read your mind. It was looked.
Too
Yeah?
late then, you'll have no chips after 3 events. Carry on with that.
I'm not playing any hands, I've got no chips either, so what's the difference?
What did you have on the ace 10-9, flush catch there 9?
Queen Jack.
Oh, same hand. Nice.
7-5.
Raggy just said he bluffed you.
What can I do?
1-5.
Very bad run out for me to represent anything.
Yeah.
Hoggerty raises the button with ace queen.
Fuck's sake.
King Jack something 9 might be in the stream right now. You have that hand already?
You're curious?
Thanks for joining us, guys. We are in
Stand
Rosvedov
up and look it up.
for the 10,350 euro World Series of Poker Europe main event. 529 players
We'll find out
started
in a
this
minute.
over the weekend.
Spy
We're
will
down to
find
about
out in a minute.
165.
Yeah, okay.
James Aikenhead,
Just text him every hour.
well-respected poker player in the community,
Can't give you any
Every
on about 11 big blinds.
Good?
The only friend I've got.
Raggy. Well, that's a good friend to have.
Where is he? I thought he was here.
Hold on. All the biscuits, yeah?
I'm going to cash this, or why are you calling me? I'm going to cash. Why are you calling me?
He wants to help you.
You're helping me cash.
James is all in.
Trying to.
Sondheimer makes the call.
It's like you can't possibly win the hat.
I mean, I know more, but it's on stream. I can't make hero falls. They will say it's collusion and stuff, you know.
Okay.
Flippity flip.
Flippity flip is right. Ace 10 versus 8s. Sondheimer a slight favorite.
Flipping feels good when you know you will cash. Huh?
It's amazing.
Yeah, I will still cash. It's fine.
I want to wait for the river as well. It'd be more exciting.
Easy.
No need.
This is boring.
Yeah?
No need to
I mean,
wait.
everyone knew. 10.
I don't know.
18.4 red.
Yeah, 18-4.
But
18-4.
knowing he's going to win actually makes it collusion. Because you just give them 80k chips.
Passing chips.
Everyone knew you win.
Yeah, I mean, I can just go all in every hand.
No,
But
I'm
I
saying
wanna
like
be
him
nice to you guys.
calling makes it collusion because he knows he's always going to lose.
Yeah, oh, that is true. Yeah.
So just
Oh.
give him 80k chips.
It'd be hard to prove, but yeah, you're right.
Come at me, guys. Come at me.
So what was it? Your cash, not cash, cash, not cash, cash, not
It's like it can change until 163 left. Until 160 left. 3 more.
Are you cashing? You didn't say if you're cashing.
I'm cashing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
started here.
All right, okay.
I had a really good feeling.
He's cashing for sure.
Yeah, they're talking about cashing. We are not going to make the money tonight, guys. We are still a good 84, 83 players away from the money. That'll happen tomorrow, and that'll be exciting.
You guys to cover me, and then
We had
I can go
529
crazy because
entries.
that guy, just all in will be fine.
Wait, 5,000?
Some of the chip leaders. Milad Ogabian on 450,000. Javier Zarco, Julian Thomas, Rainer Kempe, Jack Salter, all with heaps and heaps of chips. Salter on 279,000. The bulldozer says Sondheimer is winning this.
That's 5.
Yeah, 5.
I got to tell you, if you were a betting man and you could get a good price, I certainly I could find worse places to put your money.
First WSOP Europe and Vegas 2 times. No cash. Really sad. Doesn't look even, not that much better.
Ace high flop. Roberts with top pair. Aikenhead with bottom pair. And Paulak with middle pair. Roberts now checks his ace. Paulak's going to check this one back.
That's it. One out of 5 is still okay.
Roberts is going to bet here, try to get value for maybe a smaller ace or a stubborn jack.
It was not that was this 20%.
This really doesn't look like a bluff, but you're getting 5 to 1.
No, yeah, but it wasn't just the mini cash, it was like the first dual jump. They had the 5.5k min cash, and I got a 9.5k. Big win, big payday there.
I check if it was strong ace.
Yeah, 1.1 million euros up top. That's what the winner will get. That final table will be on Friday, the 10th of November. And we'll be here to stream all the action from first hand till last hand. You're getting 5 to 1. You know you're probably not good. And there's the ace.
Folks, in a minute we're going to have a break. During the break we're going to move you back to original spots. So table 108. So you're going to find the chips back to table 108.
There's Luca, the tournament director here. He does a great job.
We're bored with us. You must be bored with us.
Yeah, we're fit and everything.
Mark Roberts has done a good job here, chipping up to 179,000. Schultz on 178. Sondheimer at 213.
Got to be when you want.
Nobody with less than 22 big blinds. Starting stack in this tournament was 50,000.
Yeah, definitely.
$4.5.
Hey, 4,005?
this is interesting. Sondheimer raises into the gun with ace-7. Schultz decides just to flat. That brings Liang in. Aikenhead in the small blind. Probably deciding, should I shove this? Can I call? And he goes all in. He's going to get called.
What's the count?
That's all right.
36.
And obviously that's just
6.
never a bad idea to ask. Make sure. Get into the habit of asking how many chips your opponent has before calling. But we know Schultz is never folding this, I assume.
It's the last hand.
I'm gonna buy that, then I'm fine with one rack.
Maybe he's trying to decide whether he should re-raise, make sure Liang folds, or just call. It's a big enough shove, I don't think it makes a difference. Liang's not going to call with whatever speculative hand he had flatted on the button with.
Ooh, good fold.
We saw that one ace is dead. So Schultz a sizable favorite here. Aikenhead could catch ace, spades though, or ace. Stefan Sondheimer, by the way, had ace-7 of hearts. Would have been interesting. Queens hold up. And that is it for Aikenhead. James has been eliminated. And I believe that might be the last hand for the level. No, it looks like we have a couple more hands.
We'll take it.
Players are now on a 20-minute break in the main event here at the WSOP. I'm joined by Stefan Sondheimer. Tell us how this feature table compares to yesterday's final table that you were at.
I mean, it was quiet as well. I think it was not too exciting to play, but it was way quicker. I enjoyed it way more. It was obviously not that intense because it was not for millions of dollars. But yeah, it was quite some fun. It was cool.
And I think everyone wants to know about last night. Obviously, so many Germans making that amazing final table last night. What was the party like after?
I mean, everyone was playing to play the main, so it was like kind of, okay, we drank some stuff, it's fine. I don't know how much you can see it in my eyes that I'm tired.
You look okay, actually. Your eyes aren't too bloodshot.
I'm insanely tired. I'm really glad that it's just one more level to go, and then I will sleep until restart.
Okay, so when you've been drinking all night and you're really tired playing a poker tournament the next day, what is the strategy? Just to play pretty tight, I guess?
No, look tired and look like playing tight and just run over those guys.
Okay. And do you know anyone you're playing with at this table?
Robert on my left, he's a buddy of mine.
Okay.
And I looked up one of the other guys, I forgot his name, but he made the WSOP.
James Aikenhead,
yeah,
maybe.
Probably, yeah. But I didn't know any one of the, besides Robert.
How are you finding the play?
It's all fine so far. I mean, before when we were not on the stream, there was some fancy stuff going on. Yeah, it was all fine. Like the very last hand, it was a little sad that his ace-9 off jam is a little light. But I mean, if he found out that I'm super light there, it's fine, you know. And I could have played a very nice hand, making a flush against my buddy here. So he dodged that bullet, but.
Okay, well, thank you so much for chatting with us. I think you're going to move to another table now, so the lights, you know, you can have a little nap maybe in between hands. Get through the level, though. Good luck.
I will.
Thank you so much, Stefan there. We're going to head back, as I said, to a brand new feature table. I believe Ryan Rees and Maria Ho will be coming onto this table next, so stay tuned. They'll be with us in around 15 minutes' time.